Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Bags Addicted channel. Today, we're talking once again about the investigation that is involving fashion brands here in Italy. After Albiero, Martini, and Giorgio Armani, it's the turn of none other than Dior. The Autonomous Preventive Measures section of the Court of Milan has placed Manufactures Dior, a company that belongs to the Italian branch of the Christian Dior Maison, one of the flagship brands of the LVMH luxury group, in receivership. The company oversees the manufacture of the French brands travel goods, bags, and leather goods, with production hubs in Scandicci, Florence, and Fosso, Venice. This is the same measure issued in recent months against Albiero Martini Spa and Giorgio Armani operations. The investigation, launched on 21 March, involved inspections in 4 workshops located in Milan and Brianza. Manufactures Dior has outsourced production to the leather goods company Elisabetta Yang and Davide Albertario Milano Saranel. The measure shows how production was carried out in exploitative labor contexts, also involving New Leather Italy SRLs. A 4th company was formally subcontracted for production, but in practice it only served as a reservoir of labor to avoid the payment of social security, wage and tax charges, thus cutting costs. The measure provides for the appointment of a court-appointed administrator and is based on the findings of an investigation by the Carabinieri of the Labor Inspectorate Unit, coordinated by prosecutors Paolo Storari and Luisa Bellone, according to which the fashion house would entrust the entire production of part of the 2024 collection of bags and accessories to third-party companies, with complete outsourcing of production processes. As in the case of Armani and Albiero Martini, the supplier company of Manufactures Dior would not actually have adequate production capacity, and as a result would in turn have entrusted the orders to Chinese factories, which managed to cut costs by resorting to the use of irregular and illegal labor in exploitative conditions. In detail, the Carabinieri of the Labor Inspection Unit in Milan detected a series of irregularities in a contracting company in Opera, in the Milan area, managed by a Chinese woman. There, last March, the Carabinieri found 23 workers sleeping in bedrooms adjacent to the workshops, and found both that the employees were not using protective equipment and that some safety devices on the machinery had been removed or deactivated. Such removal, according to the investigators, would have allowed an increase in the operators' production capacity at the expense of their own safety. Of the 23 workers found during the inspection, 17 were Chinese nationals and 5 Filipinos, all without regular employment contracts and forced to sleep in makeshift accommodation above the workshop. In this factory, among other products, the PO3112Y KY model of the Christian Dior handbag was sewn, sold in the boutiques of the Maison for EUR 2600, while the production cost was around EUR 53. Other contracting companies were also found through which the companies involved obtained tax benefits as well as continuous cheap labor. 5 entrepreneurs of Chinese origin were reported for caporalato and other offences and fines totaling EUR 138,000, and administrative sanctions of EUR 68,500 were imposed. The 4 companies were suspended for serious safety violations and the use of illegal labor. These are the facts, but let us add some reflections. Dior sells the bags involved in this investigation for €2,600 against a real cost of around €53, obtained by exploiting illegal underpaid citizens who work up to 12 hours a day in inhuman conditions. And they do not live or work in some remote Chinese province, but a few kilometers from Milan in Italy. So ironically, these bags can also bear the Made in Italy label, even though they have no real requisites for this label. They lack quality, craftsmanship, and everything that should distinguish a product with that cost. So what are we paying for? A name? Is it worth it?